everyone, I'm Razor, and today in my world, I'm ready to start the next element to our Haunted Mansion home theater. So we have our widescreen TV here. It's a Sony, and my idea is that I want to make it look like a haunted picture or portrait, because the Haunted Mansion at Disney World, in the attic, the widow actually has portraits of each of her husbands, and so I want to kind of go along with that theme of the haunted portrait. So to do that, the first thing I'm going to do is actually build a picture frame that'll go around the TV. So the TV here it's only about 1/4 of an inch thick at the edge. So I'm actually going to make a frame and then put a channel in it so it kind of hooks down over the top of the TV, and then it'll just kind of swing back and go against here at the bottom. Now I don't want to add any extra weight to the TV. I don't want to take the chance of cracking the glass. So this is also, it's going to look like it's sitting on an easel. It's not just that it's a portrait hanging here on the wall. The widow has all of her portraits on easels up in the attic. So I'm actually going to build a bottom base here to the easel. It's going to have hooks on it. I'm going to kind of make them look like fingers or hands that are holding the portrait up from the bottom. So the weight of the frame, which could be somewhat significant until I get everything done that I want to, is actually going to be sitting on the bottom of this easel that I'm going to create. Now the easel is actually going to be attached to the wall, so it's not going to be sitting here loose, but it's going to look like it's kind of leaning up against the wall. And then at the top here, of course the easel is going to stick above the portrait. So I have actually an old mirror that I took apart, and it had a wooden detail on the top of it. I'm going to use pieces of that, and I also want to do a hidden Mickey here. So I think I'm going to do like the round part of Mickey's, the top of Mickey's ears are going to be like on both sides here, like he's behind the portrait. I also have to work in, we have a sound bar. So here's our sound bar. So I'll have to work that into the design of the easel. And then also I'd like to get a glow of light behind it. Here again, going with that haunted portrait thing, I'm going to put LED lighting around the back of the frame that we can adjust the color of it, and I think that's going to create a pretty cool effect. So first step is I want to make the frame. Next step's going to be the base, and the last step's going to be the top. All right, so here's the picture frame that I built. I just went to Lowe's and I got a real fancy crown molding, and it was a flat one, so I had to actually cut, to stiffen it up and make it stay straight. I actually added some pine framing around the back of it. Now, in the top here, I put a groove that fits over I'd said the TV was 1/4 of an inch thick, the glass. So the strip at the top actually has a 1/4 inch wide groove. It's about 1/4 of an inch deep. I don't want to get around too far around the front of the TV, because then you'll lose a portion of the picture. But then again, I didn't want to see the accent light that I'm going to put behind it. I wanted to make sure that didn't bleed through. So that groove is only on the top, so it holds the frame at the top of the TV. On the sides, it just has a trim that goes around, just around the side. It doesn't go around the back. So what I'll do is I'll take this down, hook it on the top, and drop it down a little bit, and then the bottom will just kind of hang back against the face of the TV. So the LED strip that I like to use, I like this neon stuff. It's the RGB LED neon rope light. And the reason that I like this is it's actually your standard LED tape light. So the LEDs are every, inch or so. But if you just use a regular tape light, you'll get individual spots of light. This one here actually has a semi-translucent rubber strip with it. It might be silicone. So it disperses and diffuses the light much better. So instead of just getting spots of light around, you get a more diffuse, even lighting around the edge. This is nice too because I can, I put it here, right here it is. I actually had to cut a strip of wood to fit it in. So because of the way this strip is, I could actually wrap it around the corner. So it's all one piece, and it just kind of gets wrapped around the corners. The other nice thing with this is it can be cut to length. So if you go, the measurements, I think every 2 inches, you can actually cut it to the length you want, which that way I didn't have any extra hanging out anywhere that I had to do something with it. I was able to make it fit right in to the frame. Now I actually have it coming around. The connection to it is here at the bottom, and this is the plug. This will all get hidden up behind the TV, the transformer, and the connection here will all be up behind the TV. So my next step with the frame here is I'm going to take the LED neon light out, and then I got to prime it and paint it. I'm actually going to paint this a gold leaf spray paint is what I found, so it'll look like a gold leaf frame when I'm all done. So I got to get it all sanded, prepped, and primed, and then I can spray that gold on. The back edge here, I'm going to paint black so it kind of blends into the wall and you don't see it. All right, so I got the picture frame painted. I hit it with a coat of the Zinsser Bullseye 123 primer. I used a spray because of all the detail and the trim. I didn't want to brush it on and lose any of that detail, so it sprayed on really nice. After that was dry, I let that dry for a day. Then I went back and hit it with a coat of black. And that was just a Rust-Oleum Canyon Black. And the reason for that was I can't decide if I want to make it, distress it or not. The top coat is actually this Krylon metallic gold leaf. And I was thinking that if I want to distress it a little bit, with using the black as a base coat, I could take some, fine sandpaper and rub some of the gold off a little bit and let the black show through. I'm not going to do that right away because I'm not sure that that's exactly what I want it to look like. I want to take it down and install it and see what it looks like. My haunted mansion isn't an old, run-down haunted mansion. It's a lived-in, haunted mansion from being used. So I don't want to make things look too old and rustic, but just a little bit. So I'm going to try and see what it looks like here with just the gold leaf paint, and I'll turn this over then and see a little better of the color. But I have it upside down here because I wanted to I need to install the LED neon strip light. So here I took it out to paint, so I didn't get it painted. But here you can see the material, very flexible, I think it's silicone. And the nice thing is the LED tape is in sideways, which means I can wrap it. This is the side where the light comes out of. It's like a translucent side. So when you want to go around the corners of the frame here, you can bend it around. So I actually have it aiming towards the wall behind the TV. I didn't want to get a lot of light coming out. I just wanted to kind of look like a glow from the back of the portrait. So I want the LEDs pointed towards the wall. So the frame here, I mitered off the corner because this is where the the neon strip is going to wrap around here. So it kind of eased it around the corner a little bit. And then I have these strips that I made, and these are routed out to accept the rope light fits in there like that. So I'm going to reinstall the rope light here and get that all screwed back together, and then I'll flip it over and see what it looks like, and then it should be ready to be installed on the TV. Okay, so there the LED neon strip is reinstalled. I'm going to show you here a little close-up of that. So there you can see how the LED neon goes around the corner there. Here's the strip that I made that holds that in. That runs the whole way around the outside. And here in the middle is where I have the connection, and that'll all get tucked up behind the TV after I get it installed. I'm just going to flip it over here and show you the front of it. So I did it in a gold leaf paint. That's what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna take this down, put it on TV, see what it looks like, and then I'll be ready to get started on the easel part of it. All right, so there you go, the frame's installed. Turn the lights out or turn them down to our normal configuration for when we watch TV. Alexa, lights, camera, action. So that is our TV. Now that purple looks like it's showing up pretty bright on the camera. It actually isn't all that bright. It's kind of dim, so it doesn't really distract from the picture. I'll turn something on here. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention was the infrared receiver on the TV is right along the bottom edge of the frame, of the picture frame. So I had to make sure that my wood frame actually was a little bit below that so that the remote can see, or so that the TV can see the remote signal. But there you go. So that's that portion of it. I'm going to get started on assembling the easel.